Hello. What is up, everybody? Thank you for coming in so quick and joining. I'm not too sure what's happening with YouTube. I think I say that every time I live stream. I tried a different notification this time. I don't know if it came through better. People get notified quicker, in your subjective opinion. Did that notification come through quicker? I don't know, man. They're changing a lot of stuff. If you don't have YouTube, you don't have a YouTube dashboard, I can basically... There's two options at the moment for going live. One's like in the old dashboard and one's in the new dashboard. And I'm not too sure which one is better. Let me say hi to those people that jumped in real quick. It's Skittles, you were first. Yay! Thank you for your membership as usual. Ronald Reagan's here as well. You were in our last stream. Christian. Blitzbro. Silvio Guzman. Mr. Turtle, 97. Jeremiah and Olivia. Domin. Matthew Nelson. Ozilus. Emmett. What's up, Emmett? Jake Velez. Bleach. Rat. SD Bomb. Hey, SD Bomb. Humanity Hip Hop. I was hoping for a stream today. Yeah, I'll be pretty consistent. Look, I only have an hour again. I don't know. I always have stuff on this day, but this seems to be the day I can consistently. Okay, YouTube just crashed. Fantastic. That I can at least consistently get a live stream, and even if it's a little bit short, but you know, we have an hour, so maybe we can get through most of this. It'd be fantastic if I can get through this entire law book in an hour. I don't know if we can because I can't remember how big they are. Oh, really? 3 leagues? Hey, man, thanks. You did some big donations last time, dude. Appreciate it. Welcome back to the stream. Anon's last D3 leaks came out today on Reddit. Interesting. Well, if we have time, we can have a look at that too. But I'm pretty keen to get through this this book. Feels like school reading. I don't know if I'm going to be able to say hi to those people that jumped in early again now. Just because I might have missed it now. Yeah. Oh no, my live chat's still there. Anyway, I appreciate you all being here. I wanna jump in. Thanks everyone. I see Metroid in here. Just say hello to some members as well. Skittles are set. Emmett's here. Joshua's here. What's up? Ricky's here. Hello. Jay Corvin, I quickly saw there. Guys, I'm sorry if I skip over you. Appreciate you joining. Galandor. Beautiful. Let's get into it. Do we want a little bit of Destiny soundtrack in the background? What do you want? Do you want all of the soundtrack, or would you prefer to have like just to be a warlock? I really enjoyed just having the entire original soundtrack in the background last time. Let me just get these levels right, just so it's just at the cusp of your ear, just tickling your ear taste buds. You don't want it too strong. That's how I decide with YouTube videos. You don't want it too strong. You just want it there to fill in space, to give you the feels. What does that look like? I think that's pretty good. It's just... Oh, Gamma Trap, I forgot. Hey mate, how are you? Sorry, I was answering your messages before just as I was doing everything. Should you get the annual pass? I mean, I think now that we've seen a lot of it, it has been worth it. This is... I'll just answer this question before we move on. My issue with the annual pass is that you do have to do a lot of old content to do new content. So if you're okay with grinding out powerful engrams to jump into new annual pass content, I think the annual pass is really worth it. For me, you know, I've been in the Destiny game a long time now, since it started. And, you know, I would probably just be happy doing annual pass content to level up and to just do that. So I find a little bit of a motivation issue getting into the annual pass content. Obviously not the lore. I read a lot of the lore. The lore is fantastic. But I do have some motivational issues, like doing content we've been doing for over a year, you know, with Forsaken. So that's my only sort of reservation. But I think there's plenty of things to do there, but you have to be prepared to sort of grind to get to the right level. Thank you for joining, everyone. Hey, Caddis, evening. Swilmurray, Spoonie. Look out, it's your boy. It's a mess. Yeah, this brings the feels. Is that level okay? We all good? For every rose, a thorn. Now, I have read this once, so believe it or not, I've got a pretty bad memory. So I imagine I've forgotten what happens in this book. But I've been really enjoying just reading these online because you guys add a lot of insight. So as we go through, I'll be checking in with chat. Okay, be checking in with you guys. Go to one page. Why do I one page? There we go. Is that nice and big for you? Are we ready? This is a bit spooky, isn't it? It's a bit spooky for you guys. Everyone trying to sleep? It's a little bit spooky. Ooh. A matter of trust. Is now the time I write this freely. It is unrehearsed and unguided by hidden motives. I find a trust in you I have long found difficult to claim. Most of my life I've been spent on the run, not from any one thing, but in pursuit of an ever-shifting endgame. Truth is, the truth I now know, that endings do not exist. Nothing ends. A moment, a feeling, a person, a war, they are not finite. They are all just stages of being stages of existence. One moment fades into the next, but they are linked and forever joined. One cannot exist without the other. Just want to make sure this music's not too loud. This part about one not existing without the other is, I think, going to be really significant. Feelings, love, hate, rage, sorrow, ebb and flow into each other, free of intent and fueled by the moments that shape them. A person, any person, our lives and deeds live beyond us, our moments making us whole. Our actions carving our being into the endless expanse of existence. Even after death we were here. All we can do be forgotten, but it cannot be erased. Every life we touch alters the course of another's being reality. Every life we touch alters the course of another being. Okay. The reality then shapes the world around it, as we are ripples out beyond who we are. And war, there is only one. It has taken many forms, but is always raging, always smouldering below the surface of societies, grand and small, hidden in our broken, fearful hearts. I offer all of this as a means to further our connection and begin a new conversation about endings and beginnings. The trust we share is built on unstable ground, our connection born of your knowledge of a legend, and paints me in a light you have no way of fully understanding. My observations of your many valiant deeds colouring you in a light few can ignore, be their friend or foe. It is time now we prove our trust is not misplaced. It is time to test your resolve and see if you truly have the strength to balance the grey between absolutes. Are you ready? All ends have beginnings. It's very Exo Stranger, isn't it, Gamma? So obviously, the S is meant to be for Shin Malfur. He's talking about the balance between grey, so that there's no black or white, that there's an in-between, which was a reference to a previous entry, I believe. Or is it this one that talks about grey? I thought there was an earlier reference to grey. And how Shin Malphur believes that there's no black and white. My body is ready. Thank you for joining, everyone. Welcome. Hey, Master Mac. We just got to the first entry, man. So no problemo. Thank you, James, for that membership. I don't get hugely excited Rocket Man Productions about about leaks. Leaks can be really harmful to the development team. So I get excited about probably not leaks, but like people speculating on what information we officially have. When we've got like official information, I find that really interesting. The pain of what's right. And we are using Ishtar Collective, by the way. Hope there's not too much background noise, guys. Look at my window open just because it's a little bit warm today. Let me copy this. But if you can you hear that truck in the background? Shit, I'm trying to stream! Yeah, it's true, James. It's a love-hate with the leagues. I like the speculation of leagues. I like people talking about it. I love my ears. I like people talking about it. But if they're really true, I think they can be harmful. Sorry, headphone users. I promise. We'll go back to the reading. The pain of what's right. It's really bugging me, so I'm gonna have to close this window. That you seek to wield the rival's cannon, Dreadnought, is a noble quest, one that has brought low many who would claim to be your equal. The last word and Thorn are linked by the blood they've shed, but as you know, they are bound by more than violence. They represent warring ideologies. They are of a kind and yet wholly opposite. The cleansing fire and the festering disease, like the common view of myself and the shadows. Adversaries meant to destroy one another, enemies to our core. But what if I were to weave another tale, give a deeper meaning to the conflict that has drawn my and yours legacy to be painted in such a hateful light? I've played a role for some time now, many actually, but my name's Shin Malphur, the Renegade, various others handed down by fools and hard cases, or even the one or two I've hidden behind over the many years I've spent running from my past and toward an ever-darkening future. They all serve a purpose. And they all start with Shin, the poor, lost, a lonely boy whose entire world had been taken from him. The tale of my youth in Palamon is all true, that it tends to elicit sympathy and set my story on the path of the right, and just is not a ruse. I am right, I am just, but I ask yourself, did the fact I began as a victim colour your perception of me? Is my path, my cause more righteous because I was owed justice and vengeance? For the longest time I thought so, but then, and here is where the truth of it all begins to gain focus. What if the villain of the story believes so? What if the villain tore apart my life and countless others as a terrible means to an end? What if I was lost and he offered guidance by gifting me vengeance? What if I told you he was right to do so? Oh, oh baby. Okay. So, you know, Shin Malphur is just saying there's another side to the story. He's saying that Last Word and Thorn are not just weapons, but they're opposite ideologies, but intrinsically linked as well. And he's alluding to the fact of deep lore, baby, that the story of Shin Malphur and Dredgen Yor has been coloured, has been told in a certain way to paint a certain picture. So this is all leading up to, I guess, hearing the true story about Shin Malphur and Dredgen Yor. And this little reference here, what if I was lost and he offered guidance by gifting me vengeance? This is the gift of the last word, I assume. So when Dredgen Yor gifted the last word to Shin Malphur, he gave the last word to the ghost, to Jaren Ward's ghost, to then give to Shin. Okay. Evolution. God, this music makes it way more intense in the background. Way more intense. Oh my lord. Evolution. Oh, this is written like the understanding. Yeah, okay. Cool. So these are like 10th understanding, 7th book of sorrow. These are like the Shadows of Yor's interpretation of the books of sorrow, like rewritten. Look upon the world with new eyes and know that you see for the first time. All of your time before now, every choice, every moment was antithesis of all you were meant to be. To dwell on what was is the greatest sin. A new you hides, trapped and desperate to be freed in the instant beyond now. Step confidently forward into the unknown beyond the present. There you will find yourself waiting. Evolution is constant for those who embrace tomorrow. Once unmade, you'll be anew, your eyes free to meet the lies of existence with unfettered judgment. Only through new eyes can the burden of failed existence be cast aside that we may see, truly see for the first time. 10th understanding, 7th book of sorrow. Yeah, every thorn rose is a combination of letters from a renegade and Book of Unmaking, yeah. Oh yeah, okay. We have shed our previous selves, not as a final step along the road we have chosen, but as another step forward. The difference between now and then, between this moment and all moments prior, is the difference between one life and the next. We are no longer the men and women we were as the journey began. We have entered our third lives, and though we are not wholly changed, our evolution has begun. To mark the passage from who we once believed we were to who we will become, we have surrendered our dead names to claim new, eternal identities with which to write our future upon, the shadowed path ahead. Orsa is now and ever Dredgen Vale. Zaina Mas, Dredgen Scar. Jonah Pavik, Dredgen Maya. Callum Soul, Dredgen Cull. I think this is the first time we see Callum's Dredgen name. Callum being in the quest for the Malfeasance. Braga Yasul, Dredgen Totalis. And I, Dredgen Bane. So, this is by Dredgen Bane, who is Tebben Grey, which we have had access to since, I want to say Rise of Iron. I think Dredgen Bane was introduced. There will be fear at the sight of us, and in response to our deeds, there will be pain, both ours and others. This we know, and this we accept with pride and angry hearts. Hand-scrawled note accompanying Tebben Gray's personal translation of an ancient hive text. Let me just remind myself of when Dredgen Bane was introduced. Bane. And in the meantime, what I need you to do is type your Dredgen name in chat. Okay. Rise of Iron. Ghost Fragment, the Cauldron. Associations. Cauldron, the Crucible. Grey Tebben, aka Dredgen Bane. All the Dredgens in chat, feel free to let me know your Dredgen. Dredgen K. Dredgen K. Zor. Xena. Dredgen Salt. Dredgen Law. Go on. Zaya Bun Devil. Heisey? Tell me there's a Husey. Dredgen Husey. Mortis. Malice. Meme. Panty Raider. Hunterzilla. Tryhard. Dredgen Lampshank. Some of you need to work on your Dredgen names. I don't know if I saw a Dredgen Lampshank if I'd be very intimidated. Work on your Dredgen names, chat, and we'll get back to it next time, okay? Oh my lord. Dredgen Lampshank. Cabbages. My cabbages! Avatar Airbender, anyone? Dredgen Saga? Dredgen Melon. Oh, that's a good one. We have disappointed Dredgen Melon. Dredgen Saga. Dude, I rewatched Avatar Last Airbender. So good. It is so good. Song of Snakes. I agree. Let me know if the music gets too loud, because some of the soundtracks get pretty heavy, so I've dropped the volume a fair bit on them, but if they overpower my voice, just let me know. Nani? Dredgen Nani? Dredgen. Okay. Was Mark Hamill the Fire Lord? Holy crap, I didn't know that, Ricky. In Avatar? Dredgen Psylocke the Defier. Okay, let's get back into reading. Faith in monsters. I hunted Dredgen Yor for decades. Wow, this is really... Is this loud for you? Shh. Okay. I hunted Dredgen Yor for decades. First at Jaren Ward's side, then alone. I was obsessed, driven. I hated the man, still do. The difference between all the moments before I lit my fire and put rounds into the bastard and every moment since is what I learned in the instant I pulled the last word from its leather. Yor never fired, never even moved to draw. He just stood, straight and calm, till my infernal lead tore through him. Then he dropped. It didn't register at first. Once he fell, the moment kinda hung there. I walked over, the world was quiet, and I squeezed off two more, to be sure. I remember a hint of joy well up inside of me as I thought back on Jaren. I'd avenged him. I'd avenged Palamon and Durga and North Channel and all the rest, but my mind hung on Jaren, and my joy became tainted with an uneasy feeling. The moment of Jaren's death played on repeat in my mind. Rapid fire, Jaren's cannon, then yours, then silence. Long ago in a nowhere forest out west. Jaren never missed, yet he did. Yor then didn't, but Jaren was no easy target. Was Yor? He didn't flinch when I pulled steel. No movement, no change in his tone or words. I gunned him down mid-sentence, as if he didn't care. He knew I would, knew I'd draw, knew I'd fire. So why the talk? Why have words when he knew mine would be loud, mine would be death? Maybe you'll understand this without further explanation, maybe you won't. But their answer is, and it set my course for ever movement. God damn it, suffer the last sentence. Maybe you won't. But their answer is, and it set my course for every moment. It set my course for every moment after. Because he believed in me. It's a setup. This is sort of building up to why Yor never shot any bullets on Dwindler's Ridge. Never tried to fire back against Shin Malphur. And Shin's starting to imply that this was all part of the plan. This, Dredgen Yor not fighting back, set his course on for every moment after. Okay. Faith in monsters. Suffering is the next book. Someone came in late. Who was it? Liquid Beef. What's up, mate? No problem, man. We're about halfway through, I think. Hope we're about halfway through, because I would really like to finish this book. Apologies if I haven't been talking to chat too much, guys. I just don't have much time for the stream today, and I think you probably all would like to hear this story, and then if we can get to the end, we can really spend a lot more time actually talking about it, so we'll see if we can do that. But I appreciate you hanging out in chat. Appreciate you hanging out in chat and keeping it kind. Thank you. Suffering. Oh, now we can put the music up just a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Suffering. Evolution is stunted by complacency. Comfort is unto death. Confidence is a lie. Suffering is a catalyst for change. To fear the suffering is to remain. The origin of suffering is all we do not know. The unknown is not welcome. It is your enemy. Be ever violent as you rage against the ignorance that threatens to stall your growth. The quest for knowledge is the purest war. Life is war within and without. Suffering is not pain, it is life. Look to your suffering and know that it is a gift. For only those who strive truly suffer. All else are simply made to. Now the true suffering begins. That we could restrict it solely to ourselves is a greatest desire. But such is not possible. Others will be caught in our wake. For us to achieve the goals set forth, others will pay a price they do not understand. Such is the way, and we cannot allow ourselves to be deterred. Vale's plan is multifaceted, and could easily fray should the truth be gleaned by any who would challenge us. Still, it is worth the effort, as there is no guarantee of our success. That our lone example, the dreaded Yor, failed so tragically suggests a similar fate is not beyond our grasp, should we falter at any point. Yet we must try, must forge ahead into the night and welcome the suffering to come with open minds and open arms. This is our charge, This is our purpose. Not all heroes may walk freely in the light. This sort of like comes back to the justification of the Shadows of Yore, that the Shadows of Yore are really just making a giant sacrifice by pursuing this path. They are pursuing suffering in the form of to help evolve, to become better. And so that's what this is starting to hint at, that, you know, others will be caught in our wake. For us to achieve our goals, they will pay a price they do not understand. This is very, any sort of great evil on our own world, on our own earth, you know, people justifying death of others for a master plan. So that's what it's getting at. Suffering. Oh, we are 100%. These are really short entries. We are going to get through this book and we'll have a bit of time to chit chat after it. Hi everyone. Hey, Dark, Owen, Gamertrap saying hi to everyone. Thank you, Ted. Welcome, welcome. Hey, James. Not all heroes wear capes. Yep. That's what it's getting at. Not all heroes wear capes. Hey, and Andrea Houston. Thank you for that membership. Welcome. Enjoy using the emotes in the chat. You will also have a membership badge which will show up in all your comments on my YouTube videos. Also, you get access to this live stream after I finished. We'll send it to you on the community tab, and you can watch it if you've come late. If you didn't see it all, or you have to leave early, you'll be able to rewatch this live stream. And I've got podcast stuff I need to talk to you guys as well. I've been looking into the podcast thing too, and I hope we'll have time to talk about it this stream, but I'll get some thoughts on the podcast stuff as well. But welcome. Hope you enjoy. A shadow's worth. Yore wasn't faster than Jaren, and Jaren didn't miss. Yore was just more than Jaren. Yore was other. It took fire to burn him down, and Jaren, for all his gifts, was lacking in fire. We all were. Not saying I was first. The lessons I learned, the ability I honed to ignite my rage and direct it through my cannon. Oh, I really like that. Those were hard lessons, learned on a hard, hot planet. Before Osiris's exile, before the gap, my pilgrimage was long and pained and driven by my hate. But that was the point. Skill was not enough. Confidence was no weapon. Not when faced with the terrors of the dark. Yore knew this. Yore counted on it. Ooh, I actually forgot about it. This is really like implying how Dredge and Yore helped create the first gunslinger. Yore gifted the last word to Shin Malphur, hoping that his hate for revenge would give birth to a gunslinger to defeat himself. Deuce Demo Silence. Hey, thank you for being a member too. Welcome. Hopefully you're around and you heard all those perks. Welcome again. Emotes, badges, access to the live streams, and we got some podcast talk to talk about as well. Oh yeah, and you can download the audio versions of my YouTube channel, of my YouTube videos. When I release a YouTube video, I send you an audio link, so you can just download it and listen to it. So we're getting quite the catalog of audio links now too. You can just go download everything in a file and just put it on play. Not everything, but I think I've got maybe 10 videos since we started the memberships. So, when Jaren faced him down, Yore gave him the first shot, offered freely, but Jaren's lead wasn't enough. And when Yore replied, his sickness consumed Jaren's light and left me, once again an orphan. once again weighed down by sorrow and anger. Your sought to gift me Jaren's prize as a means to tempt me. And it did. When that gun finally met my hand again, it was a catalyst that drove me to find a way to avenge all I had loved. It was a selfish pursuit. But when Yor and I finally met on the flat high ridge, I was ready. And as I would come to find, so was he. Ready to offer his final lesson, his final gift, a final push toward my true destiny. One that would put me at odds with heroes in order to ensure our worlds are filled with fewer monsters. It was a path I was sure to walk alone until I found others, until I found trust. It's a very Drifter thing to say. Until I found hidden value in that which I'd always feared. Shadows. Ah! So a couple things for me. One of the things that I sort of got from this card is when Yor first faced off with Jaren Ward, like Yor lets Jaren Ward shoot him, knowing that it's not going to be enough. And that Jaren Ward didn't have the fire, which I assume is like a golden gun, I guess. He wasn't imbuing Last Word with enough light to extinguish Yor. And then Yor shot back. And so almost the same thing plays out with Shin Malphur. Yor lets Shin shoot him, but hoping that that vengeance had built up that he would be powerful enough to defeat him. But then it has this sort of twist at the end where Shin Malphur then says that there's value in the shadows. And that Dredgen Yor let him be killed. Let Shin kill him. And that was his final lesson. His bars were not strong. Three more. 1, 2, 3. Whew, we're getting spooky now. Getting this spooky music on. Yor knew he was lagging. Oh, hey, welcome, Nathan. Thank you, guys. You've been heaps of support today. Appreciate it. Welcome, Nathan. Enjoy your emotes. Enjoy your badges. Enjoy your audio downloads of YouTube videos. You can see all your rewards on the community tab on my homepage. So there'll be stuff for you to download already. If you want to go back and download previous YouTube videos of the audio, all the file links will be on there. I'll show you how to do it at the end if you like as well. Anger. As knowledge... Book's good. Thank you, Dead Alien Gaming. We're getting to the point where, if you just joined, Shin Malphur believes that Yor was, I guess, vetting him, building him to be something. And his final lesson was Shin killing Dredgen Yor, and we're sort of trying to discover what's happening there. Which side Shin's on. Anger. As knowledge blossoms, know that you know nothing. Hold on, Laurie's going to come in.
I stepped out for a little bit. How's the book?
Good. All right. Eternity extends beyond your grasp. This is no flaw but design. To know all is not the task. To know all you can is your charge. As your view expands, you'll begin to see those left behind as adversaries. Ignorance riles the hearts and minds of those on an elevated path. Your adversaries will be many. Such is the weight upon all who challenge the hollow rule of stagnation. Let your anger guide you, drive you toward greater learning as you conquer unknown roads, leaving the well-worn to ash. Ignorance is not passive. It is a living, aggressive failure that angers the hearts of all who seek to evolve. 12th understanding, 7th book of sorrow. I thought it would take some convincing, but Cull, so this must be Callum, dredging Cull, but Cull has agreed to splinter from the group. Not in actuality, but as bait for the renegade. Our rival has given us rope with which to hang ourselves, but the further we embark down our path, the more that rope begins to tighten. What we must do next, the next steps in our continued evolution, will surely be seen as a bridge too far. Our confrontation seems inevitable, unless we can make plays that shift our hunter's focus. So trying to avoid Shin Malphur. And Callum's going to help. And this is probably a reference to the Malfeasance quest when Callum is killed by Shin. I have some concern that Vale's plan will lead the misguided among our growing number to overreach their ambition, to venture beyond their means and fall forever into the abyss. But then, if the renegade is truly the threat we proclaim, such worry is misplaced, as he will no doubt play his part and thin the herd, as it were. Of course, there is a price beyond the blood of the lesser among our ilk. Cull will be missed, but remembered for his sacrifice. So Callum, which is dredging Cull, which is a friend of the Drifter, given up as bait for the renegade, i.e. Shin Malphur. Interesting here, I think this is a little bit of a clue. I have some concern that Vale, so this Tebben Grey is dredging Vale, so the fact that he refers to himself in the third person becomes a little bit odd. But says that the Vale's plan is misguided, and that there's members of the Shadows of Yore that are growing and venturing beyond their means. But don't worry, Shin Malphur will sort them out. Okay. 2 more. Emptiness. I'm getting pretty excited actually. I have read it, but I was really tired when I read it, so I'm interested to see. No. I'm interested to see if I get any sort of increased knowledge from this. And we should make it. We've got 20 minutes left. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Sorry, chat. I'm just going to keep powering through. Oh, oh, wait. Tebben is... Sorry, did I make a mistake there? I got confused. Tebben is... Oh, sorry, yes. Tebben is... Yeah. I just said that before. Tebben is Bane. Sorry, and Vale is the... Yeah. So, it's also right. My bad. Yeah. Because we had... Oh yeah, what did I say that for? Hold on a second. Let me just... Also Zaya, yeah, Dredge and Vale, yeah. And Bane is Tebben. Okay, so for the confusion, yes, you're right. My bad. Redacted. Remove that from the audio. Thanks, chat. Okay. Emptiness. Any who fear knowledge are empty of purpose. Be unlike them. Be their rival. Become the destroyer of hollow things. None are equal to those who tread upon existence in search of impossible eternity. All who fail to strive beyond the known are lacking in truest meaning. Your enemies would taint all you hold dear. They know no other way. Emotion is not required when removing obstacles from your path. Obstructions are either ignorant of the greater good or actively against it. Destroy them. To rend one enemies is to see them not as equals, but objects of hollow spirit and meaning. 13th Understanding, 7th Book of Sorrow. I'm pretty sure this is the exact quote given on the original Thorn. Bring back those feels. Added in Destiny 1 OG Thorn. The OG Thorn. To rend one's enemies is to see them not as equals, but objects, hollow of spirit and meaning. Boom. Original Thorn card, people. The ruse worked. Cull's radical speech gathered the weaker among our number, a splinter group of radical shadows hell-bent on worshipping darkness and bending till its will. He preached a doctrine of hate empowered by total corruption. And the lesser minds who flocked to our purpose were drawn in like flies to filth. More important, the renegade took the bait, turned many to ash, turned Cull to ash. A failing on two fronts. First, Cull's sacrifice brought us time and distance. Second, it rallied many of our newest recruits against the renegade. Sides are being chosen, and Vale's recording of Cull's death will draw those most eager to tempt darkness. All is proceeding as we envision. Hand-scrawled note accompanying Tebben Gray's personal translation of Hive ancient text. So, Callum, Dredge and Cull did a radical speech, got all the groupies of the Shadows of Yore, who were probably more evil than less evil, and they were destroyed by the renegade, including Dredge and Cull. And apparently, this is all part of Vale's plan. Dredge and Vale's plan. Okay. Okay. And this is from Dredge and Bane. Tebben Gray, Dredge and Bane. Okay. Vale is also... Okay. Oh, we're at the last one? Here it is. Revelations. Invitations. Let's get some hypu in chat. Last one, people. Don't read it yet. Don't read it yet. Don't read it. You ready? You ready? Yeah, there we go. Hype. Here it comes. Keep going. We're almost there. Last entry. Okay. A revelation. So now the truth. You've earned it. My name is Shin Malfer. My name is Zaya Orsa. My name is Dredge and Vale. And all who fall to darkness will answer to my steel. The shadows, the drifter's gambit, the seeding of fear that the infamous man with the golden gun was on the hunt, blinded by allegiance to the light and gunning of all who tempt the darkness. A necessary deception. Offering two paths in order to draw out those eager for more power beyond their means. Malfeasance was a gift, a sample to gauge the true hearts of those who revelled in the Drifter's games. Those stated by its wicked power were kin enough to know their limits. Those satiated. Those hungry for more, a danger worth tracking, in some cases, a danger in need of confrontation. But the game has only just begun, and I risk much like this here, me offering you the olive branch of truth and trust. Yes, I have led you to believe I was your friend, and the shadows my enemies and yours. If all I have just revealed calls that into question, know that it shouldn't. The shadows are a danger. We are guided by the evolved and controlled methods of Dredge and Yaw, except instead of death and destruction, I am offering the mysteries and powers of the darkness as bait for those who would otherwise go freely into the abyss. I have built the perfect trap with which to cull the weak-willed, and it is working. An invitation. The Vanguard and I are not enemies. We simply have different methods, but to their credit, they have allowed my actions as they have a wide array of concerns to fill their attention. Not that they haven't helped in small ways. Snippets of conversations to plant the shadows as a threat. Feigned ignorance of the Drifter's game and its consequences. Zavala prefers more straightforward tactics, but even he agrees that as Guardian numbers grow, it is vital to test the true mettle of those trusted with the safeguarding of our fragile survival. But others, the Guardians who have joined me, Teben, Braga, Jonah, Zaina, they are all believers in our cause, and Callum, the truest hero who made the purest sacrifice, his death was noble, and by my hand, but not a hateful thing. His part was and remains key to sealing the temptation of any who would give themselves to sorrow's road. All who take up arms in his name will be enemies of all he held dear, and they will be punished. You have my word. I am burdening you with the full reality of the gambit at play because I believe in you. My earlier words, my gifting of the last word, that was all earned and all true. You are the future of this war. You and a few like you are the warriors who can walk up the line between light and dark. And so I ask you, are you up to the task? Or have I risked all I have struggled to build on a hero who is not yet ready to become legend? Boom! Nani? Oh, it gives me the chills! Gives me the chills! Dolores found us. Oh, perfect timing. Okay, let's talk about it. Oh, that would have been the perfect ending. Did you hear that in the soundtrack? Hold on. Did you just hear that? Hold on a second. Oh, I wish that was on there. Hold on. Ready? We were only like 30 seconds off. If I had taken an extra 30 seconds, that would have been like right at the last sentence. Hell yeah. Okay. So let's talk about this. Shin Malphur, the actual Golden Gun hunter, the renegade, person shooting down the shadows, is in fact a shadow of Yor, the OG, I guess. And Shin believes that that lesson was taught to him by Dredgen Yor. That Dredgen allowing him to kill him was his final sort of lesson. This was like Yor's plan, I guess, to... I don't really know, to corrupt Shin, but he's not really corrupt. I think Shin Malphur is the purest of the shadows. Like, he understands that there is sacrifice involved to gain more power, and that he's also using the shadows of Yor. Like, he's playing both sides. He's using the shadows of Yor to corrupt those who are weak of will, to corrupt, or to draw in people that just want to use the darkness, and then he defeats them. But I guess there's also Guardians that who really do want to be the hero, I guess. I am offering the mysteries and powers of the darkness as bait for those who would otherwise go freely into the abyss. So it's sort of sorting out Guardians who might want to use the darkness, but those who are weak-willed and could not bear the darkness, he destroys as a Golden Gun hunter. But he does have a bit of an original posse that seems to have joined him. Tebben, Braga, Jonah, Zaina. They are all believers for the cause. And obviously Callum was also bait. It was a sacrifice to once again like weed out the shadows who maybe wouldn't be so good. I am burdening you with the full reality of the gambit. There's a risk at play. So that's why you get the last word in the Thorn quest, essentially. Get the last word in the Thorn quest. Alright, Destiny soundtrack. You're being a little bit intense right now when we're just having a discussion. Go back to the original. There we go. For those who are new, who haven't seen my when I was on Twitch, I used to tell stories. That's something I would do with the music is, as we approach the end of the paragraph, slowly increase the volume on your end, just to help the storytelling. It's really fun doing that. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So, do you reckon that's right? So, I guess a drifter doesn't know. Does a drifter know? Does a drifter know that... What? Chat? Yay or nay? Does a drifter know? Is the drifter an ally of the OG Shadows? Because he was a Dredgen. So... Oh, frick. The drifter was way back when. Isn't there... Nah, yeah. I imagine Callum was the Drifter's best friend, or one of his greatest friends. And the Drifter describes as being around with Callum's crew. But I just wonder whether the Drifter was also hoodwinked. Drifter has to know he's a Drifter. He doesn't know, but he's not an ally. Could be both. We don't know what the drifter's name is. His dredger name, right? Oh yeah, we do. Dredge and Hope. Where is that funhouse? I have heard of that. Which entry is that in? Hold on. Just calm down, Destiny. You're a bit crazy at the moment. Dredge and Hope. Dredge and Ding. Ding. There we go. Oh, the one we read last week. The Ecdysis book. He is not Wu Ming. He's named Eli, a man named Dredgen Hope, a man named the Drifter. So, we know that the Drifter's was called Dredgen Hope. And these are their non-Dredger names anyway. So the question is, between the Drifter, between him being Dredgen Hope and then him claiming the name the Drifter, is this one of his names? Is he Braga, Jonah, or Zania, or Zana? Even Oren knows the Drifter's full of it. Yeah, what did the audio tapes in the Allegiance quest say? I can't remember. He's pretty passionate against Shin Malphur, right? In the audio tapes. Hold on a second. Got the audio tapes recorded somewhere. I might be able to find them for you. Video Season of the Drifter. It's not there. Hey, rocking the sombrero. How are you, mate? How are you? Just gonna find my recordings of. Thank you for that donation, man. Very generous. Welcome. I admit the I want to just quickly find those audio tapes if I can. We'll have a listen to the very last one, because I think they'll probably have some really good information. Okay, it's not there. I really need to sort out my filing system. Bad. Transfer. Maybe it's in here. Nope. Nope. Crikey Moses. Where did I save it? Idiot. I'm such an idiot. Why? Can't find it. That annoys me. That annoys me a lot. Because I fill up so many hard drives with Destiny footage because I record in 4K. They're just like spread across like 3 hard drives. I can't seem to find the bit that I'm after. It's... What was the... It was the THORN quest, right? So it needs to be in my file with the THORN stuff. That's where it needs to be. It needs to be with the THORN stuff. Black Armory dialogue, that's not it. Recording. Transfer from N drive. Destiny 2. Last Word part 1, 2, and 3. So it was just after that. Bugger. Sorry, dudes. Wonder if I can find it on YouTube. Well, does anyone know what the quest is called? Maybe I can find it on YouTube and we can listen to it real quick. Oh, crap. I've gone over time. God damn it. God damn it, Gary. Oh, I just found it. Hold on. I didn't think it was that far. Let me pause this. Was it just... It was the one right near the end, right? Where's the one he talks about? Shin. Like, this is like 90% of my day. Making lore videos. Just like, I remember that someone said something. Now, can I find it? Literally me all day. Putting in the yards. Well, this is him talking about the rats. This is talking about a gnaw. I'm pretty sure he slams Shin in one of them. Not that one. Shiza, I need to go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Here. Okay, let me play this out. Hopefully you can...
You can't be the Drifter's partner and not know about Shin Malphur. The man with the golden gun is still out there. He's a hero. The stuff of legend. Naturally, he's after my ghost. He wouldn't be the first. But everyone and their grandma has a malfeasance hand cannon by now. I think we're okay if Mr. Malphur ever shows his face. He follows the light like a zealot. And he ends all those who would consort with the dark because of one man who went rogue. It's not his golden gun you should be afraid of, kid. It's his idea that one man can decide he makes the rules, and when you cross him, he can take everything from you. Doesn't sit right with me. Never will.
Okay, so I mean, from that recording, I guess you could say the Drifter doesn't know. But it could also be that he doesn't just tell anyone because Shin Malphur needs to tell you that he's really Dredgen Vale. Guys, really cool stream. I really enjoyed doing that. I'm so glad we got through the book. Unfortunately, I've got to run off. Thank you for supporting me on this stream. I'm enjoying reading these books, man. It's been fun reading them on together as a group. So appreciate you hanging out this morning or this afternoon, wherever you are. Oh, podcast. Look, I've been trying to find out a way to link YouTube memberships to getting access to Lore Podcast. And it's very, very tough to link those two things together. So it's sort of looking like a free-to-air podcast that anyone can access. And by free-to-air, I just mean the audio from my law videos. You could have just a podcast app. You just get the notification and you just listen to it, and you can listen to it wherever you want, right? Spotify, iTunes, whatever. Issue with that is, obviously, if we get a big amount of portion of listening to it like a podcast, that's fantastic, but then there's no ad revenue coming through YouTube. So it would sort of have to be like an honor system. It would sort of be like, hey, I'm going to put a lot of time into moving stuff over to podcast form, but, you know, we would need to make sure that we get some sort of revenue through YouTube memberships. So I don't know. I'm gonna send a message to the current members, just check with them, and then we'll just go from there and see what it looks like. Basically, you know, it'd be silly to have everything in a podcast version and everyone move over there and then not have any revenue stream, and then basically I'm back to sort of year one of YouTube. So we'll have that talk a bit more, and I'll see what we can do. Okay. Oh, thank you, Ricky Spanish. Awesome stream. See you later. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Thank you, donation. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful night, wonderful day. May the law ever be in your favor. We will see all the new members. Andrea, Dead Alien Game, we had some more donations. Oh, wow, that was loud.
Awesome stream. See ya later.
Deuce Demo Silence, Nathan Williams, Rockin' the Sombrero, and Ricky Spanish for your donations as well. We will see you next time. I don't have an end screen. This will be confusing. Starting screen. See ya. Goodbye. Have a wonderful time. See you later.